Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today, as you can see, we are back in Train Sim World and we're going to be doing another remaster, believe it or not. I know, it's not been long since the last one, has it? But apparently, DTG are absolutely cracking these things out. We currently now, of course, have the East Coastway Remaster, and honestly, this is one I have been looking forward to for such a very long time. I mean, if we go back through the history of Train Sim World, this has got to be like, what, the third or fourth route that was ever released for the game back in Train Sim World Classic, if I remember rightly. And well, I mean Train Sim World Classic, Train Sim World 2020. You get what I mean. You get my point. But yeah, honestly, this is one of the oldest routes in the game. Similar, honestly, a very similar age to Great Western Express. It was desperate for a remaster. This is honestly one of my favourite routes to have existed within Train Sim World. It really is. And I think the reason for that is because of the Class 313, in all honesty. I love me a good Class 313. And yeah, this route, honestly, it's the only route you can drive in passenger service. What can I say? Anyway, unfortunately, I'm not going to be taking out a Class 313 into passenger service today, as much as I would love to, because we have to look at this. That's right, the East Coastway, of course, remastered, launched alongside the Class 377-3 DLC and the 171 pack. So, yeah, look forward to having a look at these. I have, admittedly, it's not quite a first look, because I have admittedly driven this. But yeah, it's fairly good. Let's quickly do all the door stuff, shall we? Let's get this train ready. Off, day running. Okay, so that doesn't start in auto. That's interesting. Turn them on. Right. Okay. Put the DRA because we need to. I know we're going to be late, but yeah, who cares about timings, right? Who cares about timings? So, for those who don't know, it's not really all that much special, I'm gonna be honest. The Class 377-3, it's the same thing as we've already had. Different headlight configuration. That's mainly the crux of where it goes. I have heard that it's not quite right. I think the 3+2 seating's correct though. I'm sure there was more weathering. I'm sure I distinctly remember more weathering on the original Class 377. That's it. We'll get there in the end. These bits are new. I can tell you that much. These bits are definitely new. I think this should be the guards panel, but you can't open it for some reason. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. But who knows? Oh, okay. That's unique, I guess. We're gonna go with that, shall we? Is this coach also got something? Oh no. No, okay, that one actually works. Hang on. The number down the other end. Have a quick walk through the train, come on. Oh, we got stuck on that. Destination Seaford. Okay, so they're not added anything extra to the PIS. Okay. That's weird. That's okay, all the coach numbers actually work correctly. Let's quickly set this cab up as it should be, shall we? Because something shouldn't be like that. There we go. Do we actually have tail lights? While we're down here, I don't normally bother checking. We do, okay. Ooh. Venue. Ooh, I like that. Fancy. Oh, do they not actually? Yeah. Okay, I guess to be fair, the game's always been a bit funny with door interlock lights and stuff, so maybe they do work. Anyway, I think we should probably get going because we're 2 minutes late now. Let's jump back into the cab. Let's quickly get the doors closing. No, I don't, please. Thank you. Get the doors closing while we sit down. There we go. Right. Forward. And off we go. But yeah, quick nose at the New Brighton. That's what I was saying, the New Brighton. It's the same models. It's all the same assets. That should be made very clear. It's all the exact same assets. It's just being remastered with the old TOD 3 lighting system. That's the Class 377-4. Another 3 on the West Coastway. We've got 700s now. And 387s, which is nice. What speed are we doing? Hey, I think we might have custom announcements for this. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, crikey, hang on. Oh, blimey. There we go. But it does look better. It does look better. I must admit, sometimes I'm not a massive fan of Train Sim World lighting. It's very washed out, I find. Not sure what you guys think, but I find Train Sim World to be a very washed out game. I'd love a little bit more colour. I mean, I know you kind of looks like that in real life. You can't deny that. But at the same time, I want a little bit more, you know? They've opened up London Road Depot, however. Or Lovers Walk, sorry. I think it's yeah, I think it's Lovers Walk, isn't it? I blanked now. This is not embarrassing at all. Nope, definitely not. So yeah, you can go in there. But there's our train. There's our train crossing the old viaduct up there. Probably. I presume we can go faster. Oh look, there's a dash 3 entering Brighton there. Come on, there we go. Get up to 30. You'll also notice I've started driving without the big huge HUD. I think it's better, to be honest. I like the layout of these HUDs, you know. I never got on with a small HUD. And mainly because I never really used it, quite honestly. But, you know, for a route like this, I've driven it so many times. I know the speed limits fairly well. I know the speed limits fairly well. So, you know, I'm pretty confident I can drive it without the speed limit constantly showing down in the bottom. The only thing I probably would bring it back for now is on a brand new route that I've never driven before. Might be useful to while you sort of get to know the lines. There we go. That's the words I'm looking for. Blimey. Yeah, while you get to know the route. There's the announcements as well.
This train is the Southern service to Seaford, calling at Moulscombe, Falmouth, Lewes, New Haven Town, New Haven Harbour, Bishopston, and Seaford. The next station is Moulscombe.
It's no Julie Berry, but I do feel that as though these announcements are more immersive, in all honesty, than the default Train Sim World ones. One, Earth happened with the shadowing as well there, the distance fog. I have no idea. That was weird. Just disappeared. But yeah.
Welcome aboard the Southern service to Seaford, calling at Moulscombe, Falmouth, Lewes, New Haven Town, New Haven Harbour, Bishopston, and Seaford. The next station is Moulscombe.
171. There's the other half of the pack. Oh, there are 4 cars. Oh, nice. Okay, so we do have 4 cars. I wasn't entirely sure. I knew we had 2 subclasses, but I wasn't sure which ones we actually had. So yeah, we've got the 4s and the 2s. I know the 3s came later, didn't they? But let's be honest, the 3s are made by just taking a coach out of a 4 anyway. So what can you say? What can you say? Did I accidentally leave blooming silly changing weather on, or whatever you call the thing? Probably. Means probably we're going to end up... Oh, no, actually, we're not going to end up with snow. Okay, that's good. I set the scenario up in August, I think, because I can't stand to look at the flipping lighting effects in the summer, in all honesty. In the winter, sorry. I love the fact that the game puts that in there. And because apparently the way it works is it works on a oh, hang on, it's 52 weeks. You got 52 cycles of when the sun should rise and set, and it's done on a weekly basis. So it changes per week of the year, and yeah, so the times when the sun should set and rise in the game, which is quite cool. Don't get me wrong, I love it. And the fact that in the winter the sun doesn't get as high as it should in the summer. But, yeah, the lighting just looks off in my opinion, you know. I'm not a massive fan of the winter lighting in this game. It just looks funny.
This train is the Southern service to Seaford.
Oh, hang on. Oh.
New Haven
There we go.
Harbour, Bishopston,
On here, the announcements.
and Seaford.
We're doing external departure for next, though.
The next station is Falmouth.
Palmer. I mean, I don't actually know what the keybind is for that, quite honestly. There we go. Right. The glorious rail singing, of course, is in this route as well. Oh, I love it. I love it. The fog is definitely coming in. I accidentally left the dynamic weather on, which is very sad, because I hate dynamic weather because it changes far too much, and you are guaranteed every single time to get rain or snow. And it's honestly abysmal. It really is. It really is. Anyway, as far as the scenery for the remaster is concerned, maybe I should be doing these as 2 separate videos, but you all know I don't have time for that, or the energy, or, you know, that ain't gonna happen. Let's face it, that ain't gonna happen. So, you know. I know you guys are only seeing this in, what is it, 30 FPS? I think I'm recording in 30. I probably need to up that to 60 quite honestly now. I used to use 30 when I was, back in there. Because I couldn't really get many more frames on that myself, on my own computer, but, like, now, I'm getting 119 frames out of this. Come on. Come on. I think I could up you guys a little bit more, so I'll try and remember to do that for the next video, I reckon. Because it looks a little bit stuttery, to be fair, from what I can see. But I'm literally recording and playing the game, and I'm getting over 100 frames out of it. Come on. Whatever they're doing with their optimization, really, it is really working. I must admit, Great Western Express, I was getting a lovely amount of frames around Paddington when I recorded the video. And for some reason, since then, since I did my video on the remaster, Paddington and Ealing, well, not Ealing, Old Oak Common are really laggy for me now. I don't know what's going on with them. I have installed a few mods though, so I'm tempted to say that maybe one of them mods just really unoptimized. That wouldn't surprise me. So, you know, I do need to go through my mods. Dude, look, I've got hundreds of mods. Honestly, it's ridiculous. If you start modding this game, it's hard to stop. Quite honestly, there's so much good stuff out there. You know, there's so much good stuff, and it's hard to really know what you actually need and what you don't. And see, great. I normally just leave them all installed at once. My game probably absolutely despises me for this, but you know. We move. That's a bit hot on the power. Yeah, I was a bit hot on the power on the first one as well, wasn't I? So straight into blooming notch 4. Normally the way I do it, whether it's correct, I could probably get a little bit more out of it, to be fair. I normally generally go into notch 2 up till about 15 mile an hour. Once I hit 15 or just shy of, I then smack it up to a little bit of notch 3. Then I'll wait until I get to 30 mile an hour, yep, and I'll slap it all the way into notch 4. Generally, how I do, gives you a nice gentle stop. I know there are a few trains that are obviously a little bit slower. I mean, the 313, for example. To be honest, a lot of my calculation on where to put power on and where not to actually comes from the 313 itself. Because with the class 313, the best way to sort of do that is to go into notch 1 up to 5. You can normally get about 7 out of notch 1, 7 mile an hour. But yeah, notch 1 up to 5 mile an hour, into notch 2 up to 15, 3 to 30, and then beyond is full power. I'm not a fan of the harsh shadow of the corridor connection in the dark there. That's a bit funny. What you'll also notice actually with this train is that 3-car, it actually doesn't accelerate all that well. I mean, the 4 cars, they're lovely. They go straight up, but no, it's heavier. Now, I thought all the coaches were motors, but I guess there must be, or at least the 2 ends. Surely it should accelerate faster. But, hang on, I need to zoom in. That's the only thing, I can't do external camera without my bottom HUD now. That's a bit annoying. That was a 3. Honestly, I'm very glad we have this now. It's not like the most important thing we ever needed, you know, but it was something that we needed. It was something that was very useful to have and something that we were sorely missing, especially from London to Brighton, you know. What did they call it? London commuter. Yeah, we were sorely missing because we had dash ones and dash fours. They were initially only going to release the dash fours, but then they were like, well, we've run out of units. Okay, we're going to have to put some dash ones in so that you've got enough trains to actually build the blooming timetable out of. So we only got the dash one because DTG were literally forced to to include it, which I think is hilarious and terrible at the same time. But yeah, and then of course we got the dash 2 from what's it called? West Coast, that's the one. West Coast Main Line. We got the dash 2 from West Coast Main Line, and now we of course has the dash 3, and there is indeed a dash 7. There's a mod that adds a dash 7 into the game as well. It'd be nice if DTG actually do the dash 7. I think, if I remember rightly, the dash 2 has the pantograph with the 5 coaches, and the dash 7 has 4 coaches with the pantograph. So yeah, that'd be nice to have. Quite honestly, if they're to do a London to Brighton remaster, which they sorely need to do, they really do, you know. I'll come back to that, exactly why they need to in a second, but I would love to have as many 377 subclasses as we possibly can just to get in timetable, you know? I'd love a sort of pre-2019 timetable when the dash 3s were still down on the London end, you know? But then again, to be fair, the one thing we desperately need for that is a 455. Come on, DTG. Give us a 455 DLC, please. I want some Southwest train stuff, but even if we can just get a 455 for Southern and get it on the remaster, you know? I think in order of remasters, my personal favourites for remastering would have been Bakerloo Line, number 1, straight up, number 1. I love that route. I adore that route, but I can't stand to drive it because of the Todd 1 lighting. It might be Todd 2, I can't remember. I don't actually remember what Todd 2 was, quite honestly. TOD, time of day, if you're wondering what that actually means. I went the wrong way on the power. Good job. So, but yeah, Southeast and high speed, I can deal with Todd 3. I've got no problems with that. Sometimes the volumetric fog gets a little bit much on certain routes with certain trains in certain headlight configurations. But, you know. But yeah, Todd 4 is definitely where we want to be now, you know. Like I say, it's definitely not perfect. I mean, there's not much shadow here. I guess you wouldn't have much shadow, but the one thing I can't work out with this game, why did this game not work out how to shade a vehicle in the shadows? Like, what? Honestly, what is going on when you go into an occlusion area and the entire vehicle darkens down at once? I mean, Train Sim Classic could illuminate a portion of a vehicle. Why can't Train Sim World? It seems to work around the central point, around the origin of the vehicle and the model. And it's like, why? What any other game, any and every other game, can work out how to light a vehicle based on where that particular part of the vehicle is within the lighting occlusion. Why can't Train Sim World? Oh, it annoys me to no end. It's such a... But, well, I say it's such a base. Don't get me wrong, I know nothing about actual coding of... what's the word I'm looking for? Graphics engines, there we go. I know nothing about how graphics engines work. But it's such a basic concept that's been done since the dawn of time. Why can't these guys do it? I don't get it. What is it, an Unreal Engine problem, or is it something else? I honestly, I can't compute the reasoning of this one. It's so weird. It's so strange. So, but yeah, it's nice anyway. I do like the fact we have it. Like I say, a lot of people. Shush. Go. Do that. A lot of people apparently have been reporting bugs. I've not seen many bugs with it. I've not driven it much though. Do you mind, lady? I was looking at the train there. I've not seen many bugs with it myself. So I haven't driven it much to actually find any. But yeah, there are a few. And I think, to be fair, we keep hearing random bleeps of the reversers going into forward. I would imagine it's probably the airline trains setting up and going into forward. Obviously, we shouldn't be hearing trains at Seaford going into forward from Brighton, you know? So, definitely a few kinks that need ironing out. But it's quite nice. The game's running nice and sharp. 106 FPS at Lewis. You can't complain, really, can you? Well, you can, but like... I don't remember the couplers looking like that. Hang on, let's double check the 4 over here. Oh, no, okay. This is what I mean about it being literally the same thing. I've heard rumours that it is, and you can tell. You can see. The interior, yeah, the seats are more weathered on this. I think the textures, to be fair, on the new one are higher quality, but this one looks freshly refurbed, quite honestly. I love back in the day we were moaning about blooming trains looking far too basic. No weathering to them. Too clinical. And yet you look at this now and actually we didn't have it too bad by comparison. It must be a licensing thing, but that's just a weird one. Could you... Game, please. There we go. That wasn't me trying to move the camera there. I'm so distracted I went going speeding as well. I wasn't trying to move the camera there. I was trying to set the camera to be centered. You right click and the camera stays where it should be. But nope, apparently the game had other ideas. Every time I right clicked it completely ignored it. Good to see that we've still got the rail gaps. I wonder if the physics are actually the same. I wonder if the physics have been copied as well. See, this is a good thing. Also, I'll actually estimate properly where your speed limit is. We must be within that 40 now, I reckon. We must be. Excuse me. Speed and power. Well, I say speed. I don't know 40 is speed. Yeah, no, this thing is actually quite hard to get up to 70 mile an hour, which is pretty much the line speed, at least of this section. If I remember rightly, it goes up to 90 down the main line further down, but you know, for this end of the route, the first half of the route. Oh look, it's coming day again. Well, I say it's coming day, and it was always day. The fog's lifting. Woohoo! There's a house up here. Hang on, I want to go and have a nose at the house quick. Where's I'm going? Oh, I'm going that way. Oh, I'm not going to get there in time. Oh, it's just... Okay, it's just a random set of terrace houses. I didn't know there was anything special up here, you know? I just spotted that last night, and I was like, huh, what's that? But no. I didn't know if it was like a stately home or something. It's just a couple of regular houses. Fair enough. It is distant scenery. I'm not going to have them on that if that's not totally accurate. And, oh my god, the house isn't there that should be there. You know, that's a long train for down that branch. Let me neck. Did that terminate at New Haven Harbour? New Haven? Oh, we're not stopping at the one in the middle either. I can't remember what it's called now. Fair enough. Right, there we go. Back up to full power. No, New Haven Marina, isn't it? The other station. I love how they advertise the how they advertise the route as having new stations. What they've literally just done is added a platform at New Haven Marine, you know? It's like, well, I mean, you're not wrong. There wasn't anything there before. But, yeah. When they announced it, I was kind of expecting maybe Preston Road to be in there. The model copied from London Commuter. Just because you can sort of see it from Lovers Walk Depot. But no, apparently they couldn't do that. Apparently it was get this, get that blooming thing in there and have done with it, you know. So get a platform in. We'll have a look in a little while anyway when we get there. It is nice. Don't get me wrong. It is nice. But it's not Great Western Express. I think some scenery enhancements have been done. Don't remember there being quite so much foliage along the line. In certain places, there were huge gaps in the scenery in some places. It's always been quite a pretty route, though. Where are the whistle balls? Blimey. I can't be missing all of them, surely. But it's not quite East Coastway. Definitely not. And a lot of people have noticed there's some bushes that are 2D as well, that are like right close to the line and stuff. I think there's some, actually. There we go. There we go. 2D bushes. Literally that far from the line. I guess I don't know. Yeah. They kind of do, actually. Let's drop the speed quick. We're going to go blasting through the 60. There we go. Bit over, but it's fine. Just as I got the points as well. I love it. I like the grass alongside the platform, though. That's good. Full power again. Is the freight train going to be in? I think the freight train comes... It comes fairly early, but I can't remember how early, you know? We'll find out in a sec, I guess. We shall find out in a second. Hang on, I can't see the game. Hang on. There we go. It's fine. It out. Probably went black on you as well, didn't it? Stop rendering the game. I accidentally clicked on the wrong program. Covered my screen. That was fun. Hang on, I'm doing 75 now. Blimey. 70 along here. There we go. I said what could go wrong. That was right. I know there's whistle balls the other direction for this section. So there's probably are for this bit. But I'm sure there's some missing, though. There's nothing for that. I'd have spotted work for that, because we were literally talking about them. Where are they? That's the question. You have to have one for a foot crossing. There's no point literally honking your horn as you go over the blooming crossing, you know? That's no warning. You need to give people warning you're coming. Got to 35 coming up anyway now. No, I think the freight train is in, actually. Oh no. Nope, no freight train. Okay, fair enough. I can't remember what time. It's probably following us.
New Haven Town.
I'm pretty sure that's a new announcement set, though. That sounds unique. That does sound unique to me. Okay, fair enough. I think the train, if anybody saw that train leaving Lewis there, I think that's the, might be the one that passed us. Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I reckon that would be enough time for it to get in, turn around and all that, wouldn't it? Yeah.
We are now approaching New Haven Town.
Literally just said that, love. Calm down. Can't even see the speed limit.
New Haven Town.
Oh, that's great. I don't know whether that's good or not.
Is the Southern service to Seaford, calling at New Haven Harbour, Bishopston, and Seaford. The next station is New Haven Harbour.
I can't decide if that's good or not, being hidden. You know, it's realistic, because they do get hidden. But at the same time, if anybody wants to drive this by sight, they've never driven it before. Good luck trying to work out what that is. Follow the 30, I suppose. Can't go wrong there, can you? Yellow, is that for the crossing? Probably for the crossing. Or because of the crossing. It's quite funny when you think about it, really. This is like the second time this route's actually been remastered in its life. Just. Because, I mean, we've had, obviously, this remaster. But then you had the rework. It wasn't a remaster, of course. We had the rework from the preservation crew. Come through. And they did, I feel like I'm saying a lot in this video. Blimey. But yeah, they did a load of work adding some of the new features like level crossings stuff to the route, didn't they? And pretty sure that's where their PIS came from as well. So yeah, there you go. But now we've got a proper remaster, in quotation marks proper, because it's not the same standard as Great Western Express, which I was very concerned about when I saw the announcement. I was very concerned about how this one's going to work, because you got to remember, Great Western Express, don't get me wrong, I know that I've been working on this for a very long time now, but Great Western Express, that was announced a good almost year and a half before it launched. They had more than enough time to work on that and get it absolutely perfect. This route announced it like 3 weeks ago.
The next station is Bishopston.
Doesn't fill me with the same confidence, you know? Doesn't fill me with the same confidence. I hate to say it, but yeah. Yeah. So I wasn't expecting hugely great things. Don't get me wrong, I was expecting good things. It's the same person who remastered this one as made the Great Western Express remaster, and it is a vast improvement. It really is. And of course the fact that if you own the route, it's completely free anyway. Honestly, you don't need the there's the platform. This is literally what I was talking about. A platform. Nothing on it. Apart from the foreground marker. That's literally what they've added. Oh, and maybe a bit of track down the end here. Which is quite cool to be fair, but even so. It's good. It makes you laugh. It makes new stations. Not really. Not really, love. Like, maybe if they'd have added something the other side of oh god, what's it called? This place. Eastbourne. If they, if they'd added something down this line, I'd have been like, yeah, okay, fair play. Fair play, but New Haven Town or Marina, whatever it's called, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I would classify that as a, oh my goodness, look, we're adding these new features. So, with 169 frames. I'm sorry. What? How is this game doing this? That had a whistleboard. Also, it's impressive. There you go. You'll see that the train's actually struggling a little bit to pick up speed. Oh, hang on. Go back. I want to see the sign. What's the sign? Have they actually put something on the sign now? I don't think that was there properly before. Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. It is cool, though, this. That was a pre-existing feature anyway of the route. Disused station.
We are now approaching Bishopston.
To be fair, you can see why it's disused. There's literally nothing near it. All the houses are around Bishopston. Uh-oh. 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 It's fine. It's fine. We're good. Did it actually recover from emergency? No, it didn't. Okay, fair enough. Hey, 10 yards. I'll take it. Got to get it out of emergency now, but there we go.
Service to Seaford only. Calling at Seaford.
Oh, blimey. Blimey. That boat from over there. And you can hear it all the way out here. The sound carries quite... I'm not sure the sound should carry quite that well. Impressive, though, that the boat goes. The boat makes noise every so often. That's the first time I've heard it, and I've driven this route... I think this is the third time I've driven this branch since it's released. Once with the 313 and now twice in this. And, yeah.
Southern, service to Seaford, calling at Seaford only. The next station is Seaford.
I just love the way that the announcements go. Welcome aboard the Southern service to Seaford. Oh, it's brilliant. But yeah, no, honestly, I think the announcements are great. They sound really nice. It's a bit like when the, oh goodness, what's it called? Oh, what was the route called? The Birmingham to Crewe. That's the one. That introduced custom announcements on the Cross City. Because you had all the, if you see something that doesn't look right, all that stuff. Going too fast. Maybe not. Might get down in time, actually. Okay, fair enough. Fair play. Fair play, we made it. Nice. Oh, anyway, I think that is us just about finished. So yeah, I'm gonna make my mind up about this one. Really well done. The sounds, yeah, apparently they couldn't use the same sound effects that they use on the London computer, which I believe were AP sound effects. Which is a shame that we haven't got the AP sounds on here. But you know. And also, I do like the fact that you can do this, you can do this, you can set everything up. Or set everything down even. Can I do the window, please? Window. And when it works... Oh my god. I mean, light on that thing. Behind me. Alright, hurry up. Alright, we get the point. You don't have to close the doors. Anyway, that's the point I was trying to make. The game is doing a terrible job illustrating this, but no, you don't have to close the doors, so... There you go. I hope they do the passenger behaviour thing one day and you can kick everybody off, you know. Kick everybody off at the end of the line. They actually get off at the end of the line, you know, and they don't just stand here. They get on the train, you know. Get on the train, people. It's going to go back. You can see it on the board here. I do love the compressor sound effect, though. There we go. There we go. See? Didn't need to close the doors. I absolutely despise a route that asks you to close the doors at the end of its timetable. Because it's just unrealistic. It's just not right, is it? They don't do that. They sit there with the doors open so that people can board and be nice and warm. Or cool if it's too hot and it's got air conditioning, you know? But, nah, apparently that's too much for the game to ask. Anyway, yes, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Like I say, I love the remaster. I love the fact it's been done. Not quite as good as Great Western Express, but I didn't expect it to be, based on the time scale that they actually gave for it. But yeah, 377-3, basically the same thing. The 171 is nice, but I can't imagine that's any different realistically to the 170s we've had in the past anyway. So you know. So all in all, are you missing out on this pack? You're missing out on the timetable. But apparently the timetable's made from the timetable mod anyway, which if that still works, it's pretty good anyway. So you're not missing out on anything. If you're not bothered about spending the money, I wouldn't say go out and rush to spend the money. I would say, if you're interested in East Coastway, then definitely consider that one, especially now it's been remastered. It was always something I would have recommended, but you know. I think now the remaster's out, it is a really pretty route. It's worthwhile having. The DLC for the train, not so much. 313 you have to do though. That's just a straight up. You have to do the 313. It makes this route what it is. So there you go. That's my thoughts. Anyway, I'll let you make your minds up. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully it won't be too long until I do another video. We'll see though about that one though. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.